Okay, I have you zoomed in. This is part 2 of my color along in Fairy and Fantasy 4. It's a coloring book by Christine Caron, and I'm coloring in the grayscale version. I thought today that we would work on her hair, and I'm using Prismacolor Premieres, and I got dark umber, chocolate, sienna brown, and then a golden rod color and cream. I'm going to see if I can make it look okay. We'll see. Sometimes I try to mix it up with my hair colors, and it generally does tend to be like a brown color, but I was trying to make this more of like a brownish, reddish tint by adding in the sienna brown and like the golden color. So we'll see if it works out. I guess we'll start with her eyebrows. And this is dark umber. And I'm just kind of adding that darker color to the lower part of the brow, just to kind of give it that outline. And then maybe like some little eyebrow hairs in there. It's a little bit of a different shape than I feel like I'm used to coloring in. And this is chocolate. We'll just add this into the eyebrow too. And I'll probably go back to that. Okay, let's work on the hair. And I always like to start from the darkest color and work my way to the lightest color. And in the grayscale books, it's really easy to see kind of where they have it mapped out for you. It's pretty helpful. I'm just adding like kind of hair strokes in there, and then going in with chocolate. And adding that over top the dark umber. And then we'll go in with our sienna brown. And I kind of just, I try to start kind of a little bit where we left off with the last color toward the end, and then adding whatever new color I want into that section as well, until they finally meet. And then we can add a little bit of the golden color for that highlight. And then I'm just going to go in with the cream color. Well, hold on. I kind of want to touch that up a little bit. And then try to blend them out with the green color. The cream color, not green, I'm sorry. Okay, I kind of adjust where I had my table, just so maybe you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay, so this is dark umber, and I'm just going to kind of follow along the hair strands that are already shown here. And the darker, it's just a little bit darker, so that's where I'm starting out with the dark color. And sometimes I'll do a few follow through strands kind of in the middle to kind of break up some of that hair texture. I'm just kind of outlining the section I want to work on. So I kind of frame it with the dark color, the dark umber, and then I'll come in with the chocolate color, which is excuse me, a little bit lighter and a different kind of brown. So I kind of start about halfway, kind of toward the end, and kind of add this in just a little, but not going all the way across the section of hair I'm working on. And then we have sienna brown, and I'm just gonna add that in the middle. And you can do very lightly, not a lot of pressure. Add a little bit of that to the center of the hair where we're gonna leave a little bit of a highlight. And this is the goldenrod, and I just want the tiniest bit of that in the center of the hair. Then if you feel like you need a little bit more of one color, you can kind of add that to it. So I'm going to go in with my highlight color, which is cream. And I kind of just like starting in the center and just blending all those colors together. And I like to keep the pencils pretty sharp when doing hair, especially with Prismas, just so we get that definition. Okay, and we can always go back in when we're done to kind of touch up some areas. Let's do this small area behind the ear. I'm just going to kind of frame out the section of hair I want to work on, and I'll just keep adding my colors. I went in with the dark umber, my darkest shade, and then this is chocolate, and then sienna brown, and in smaller areas, you know, you just kind of try your best to fit it in there. And this is cream. Okay, and then you can add a little bit of the golden color to kind of brighten that up and that highlight. So this is our dark umber again. I'm just going to continue to work in small sections until all the hair is finished. Just kind of mapping out where you want the strands to go. This is chocolate. I'm just kind of starting where I left the end of the dark umber and just adding that to the section of hair. I'm sure there's much easier ways to do hair, but this is my favorite way. It's kind of relaxing to kind of do this pattern, you know, until all the hair is finished. And you can always add, you know, strands that kind of connect and follow through across the section we're keeping for the highlight. just kind of work with it until you get a result that you like. And then our highlight is the cream. Okay, and then I'm just gonna move on down here. Since this is kind of behind her head, I kind of would think that this would be a lot more shadowy. So I'm going to use a lot of my dark umber in this area. And kind of work around that little raindrop there. And outline the back of the hair. And so then I'm going to go in with chocolate. And then maybe a sienna brown. And then go back in with the dark umber color. And then maybe let's just finish it with the sienna brown. And this part of the hair would be darker. So it kind of gives it a little bit of a dimension, you know, where the front hair kind of stands out more than the hair that's kind of behind her back and her head. So it doesn't blend in quite as much with this section. Kind of keeps it separate. So we're gonna go in again with our dark umber, and I'm just going to continue to do small sections of the hair. Okay, so that was our dark umber, and this is chocolate. And then sienna brown. Then goldenrod. Just a little bit of that in the center. And then our cream as our highlight, and it kind of helps blend all those colors together. And we'll go back in and touch up some of the areas. This is dark umber. And then chocolate. But yeah, it's just a very repetitive thing with doing the hair, like a pattern. Sorry, I get a little sidetracked when I see places that I want to touch up. I always kind of go back up to it, easily distracted. Okay, so this is cream after that sienna brown, and we're just blending those together and also creating a highlight in the center. Okay, I think that this section right here is also hair, so I'm going to sharpen my pencil up a little bit. so we can get kind of in there. And just kind of outlining around the leaf here and the little stem. It's that chocolate brown and goldenrod. Oh, I got a little ahead of myself. This is sienna brown. And then we'll just use the cream. Okay, one side of the hair is done, and then I'll probably work on the other side. We have our dark umber. Just kind of trying to fix that part of the hair and kind of outline. Okay, I'll leave that side alone. We'll continue on. So this is dark umber, and I'm just going to outline and take chocolate. Then our sienna brown. Some goldenrod. And then this is cream. We're going to start in the center of the section and then blend out those colors. This is dark umber. Chocolate. Oh man. I'm always breaking a pencil. And then sienna brown. Goldenrod. And then cream. Starting in the center and blending our way out. So we're gonna do just the same thing till we're done with all of her hair. And this hair goes a little bit past, like past her elbow here, so we have a little bit more to do. Okay, we're going to work on her clothes now, and I kind of wanted to keep with the kind of muted tones. I had briefly considered coloring her dress red, but then I was thinking, I don't know, I just decided against it. So I have, for my darker colors, I have green ochre, and then artichoke, and then gray, green, light color. And these are Prismas as like the rest of it, besides the alcohol marker base I used for the skin. But we're going to go in with the green ochre and start kind of mapping out our shadows. Make sure nothing's on the paper. It does kind of look like maybe her sleeves are a little bit sheer because you can kind of make out the outline of the arm. But I think for now I'm just gonna maybe not do like sheer material. And then we have our artichoke. Let's see if we can blend them together with our gray, green, light color. Hopefully it looks okay. I just didn't know what color I wanted to do the outfit, but I wanted to kind of go with the nature theme of the page. So hopefully this will be okay. This is our green ochre. then artichoke. I might make it worse, but I'm gonna go in with a little bit of moss green just to give it a little bit more of a green tone back, because it is getting a little bit like a yellow green. I'm just taking the green ochre and just kind of outlining. I tend to work in sections a lot of the times when I'm coloring, and just kind of repeat the pattern of colors in each section. For me, it just seems a little easier. And plus, when I'm first starting out, like a different part of a page, I want to make sure that, you know, kind of how I envision it, you know, is going to work out. So before I like go in with the green ochre and shade everything, I like to kind of test it out a little bit. And then if there's things that I kind of want to tweak and adjust as far as the color choices go, I can do that as I go, and, you know, kind of make it more of a process where I can work with it. If that makes sense, I don't know. This may be the ugliest color you've ever seen on a dress, on a Christine Karen fairy. And then just taking that gray green light, and I'm going to just blend all that together. And I think I do like that better, putting that moss green in there initially. I just really wanted her dress to look natural and to kind of blend in with the page. And if I went for like any other color, which I feel like I've been going for a lot of purple and blues and stuff like that for fabric, I just wanted to mix it up a little bit and keep with like an earthy tone. So I'm taking that green ochre and darkening up some of those areas. For the bigger areas, like a big section of fabric, I do tend to do a little bit more shading. And then we'll take the moss green, add a little bit of that in there. And then our artichoke. Artichoke is one of those colors in the Prisma set that I don't really reach for very often, so it's kind of cool to try and make it work. And this is our gray, that's a mouthful, gray green light. And we're just gonna try blending it out and see if it looks good. Keeping my hand closer to the end of the pencil barrel. Got green ochre. Just kind of outlining the shape of the sleeve and that fold of the fabric. Then we'll take moss green. I'm kind of just going over the green ochre with the moss. And of course I'm trying to leave a little bit of a highlight kind of in the center of everything. Kind of working my way in from the outside. And I might go over it with my lightest green color, just a little, but not too much. And then using that gray-green light to blend them all out. Starting in the center and working my way outwards. Maybe the, oh, hit my light. It may be the weirdest color combo ever, but I kind of like it, so we'll just keep going and finish her sleeve here. The green ochre. Might have put a little too much of that in there, but that's okay. And this is the moss green color. Just going over that green ochre. And then artichoke. And then our gray-green light to kind of blend them all together. Taking green ochre to outline this little dangly ribbon bit here. And once I get a little bit more comfortable with the color scheme I'm using, I do tend to do a little bit more as I go without doing, you know, a little section here and working my way down. I might kind of map out the shading with the green ochre over, you know, a good portion of the sleeve and the dress. And this is kind of like underneath her arm, so I'm just going to take green ochre and completely kind of add that into there, because it'll be a lot darker because it's like the inside of the sleeve. Okay, Okay, then we're going to go in with our moss green. And then artichoke. And then I'm going to sharpen this one, but this is our gray-green light. Got a little bit of a smaller space with this ribbon part, or the ties that kind of hang off her sleeve. Okay, moved in a little bit closer. I still have these 4 colors I'm working with, and we're going to start with our green ochre. We're going to start kind of here and work our way over. I'm going to outline the side of the dress to get kind of like that crisp line. And in Christine Caron's books, you know, it is very helpful because you already have a pretty good drawn out lines for the fabric, so it's very helpful. And that's one reason why when I first started coloring, I did color a lot of her books, and it's because I learned a lot from coloring them. They really help you kind of figure out where all the shadows and the highlights go. So I put the green ochre down. I'm going to go in with this moss green color. I'm just going to add a little bit of that to this fold. And then the third green color is this artichoke. And I'm being careful to leave, and you might want to have some pretty sharp pencils. I probably need to sharpen mine up. But I'm being careful to try and leave this section here not too colored over, because this is where I want that highlight to be with the gray-green light. And so I'm just going to start at the highlight and work my way down toward the fold of the fabric where that crease is, to kind of blend all those together. And that's really all I'm doing, just for every little fold of the dress. Give everything a little bit of a sharpen, because it does help to get into those smaller areas. So I'm going to do this part up here with my green ochre. I'm going to outline. And it's kind of up under her arm, so it'd probably be pretty shadowy. This is moss green. And then artichoke. And blend it all together with gray-green light. green ochre. Okay, then our moss green. Then our artichoke. I'm just going to very lightly add that in the center. And then take gray, green light and blend them all together. Okay, and we got green ochre. Just gonna kind of outline the folds of the fabric and kind of up against her arm and this little part of her umbrella, or well, her leaf umbrella. Okay, then I'm going to take moss green. And then artichoke. And then the gray green light to blend them all out. And if you want to go back in with your green ochre to kind of deepen that like fold between the fabric, you can, just to kind of give it that, you know, appearance like it's kind of more shadowed, you know, to give it a deeper folded fabric look. I guess I'm trying to say you can just darken up that little line there and it should make the fabric look a little bit more crisp and separated. So we have the green ochre again, and I'm just outlining sections of fabric and shading a little bit closer to the center of those. But yeah, sorry, it's been a little bit of a long day, so I'm probably not very good at the best of times explaining what I'm doing, but at the end of the day, you know, might be a little bit stumbling over what I'm trying to say. This is moss green. And then artichoke. And gray green light. You can even use like dark green if you want to deepen those shadows. So I'm going to do this one too. And I'm also trying to she has this kind of shaded pretty good. So I guess I'll go in a little bit with the green ochre and do a little bit of shading there as well. Just trying to kind of figure out where I want those shadows. We got moss green. Sorry guys, I had a light go out and I didn't realize it for a minute, but I got it fixed up now. So I'm taking the green ochre and kind of going back over a few areas. This is a pretty big area of fabric, so I want to make sure I get that shading just right. This is a moss green. And then artichoke. Okay, so we have the gray-green light. I promise probably by the end of this video I'll actually know how to say this green color. I'm going to start in the middle and just kind of work my way out, blending all those colors. I'm just kind of toning them down in general using this color. All right, looks good to me. Do the same thing to this area up here. Taking green ochre. Moss green. And then our artichoke. And then gray-green light. And blending those out. Now this is a pretty big section of fabric. So I'm going to start, you know, kind of where she has it shaded. Kind of shade underneath her little stick or whatever that is, handle on that umbrella thing she's holding. I'm just going to continue bringing that closer in. Okay, I'm taking my moss green, maybe clear that off a little, and adding that in there. Okay, artichoke. And then gray-green light. Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit more underneath this area. Okay. So that's a big portion of her dress done. Start on this side here. Gray green light to blend all the colors together. Okay. So we're making pretty good progress on her outfit today. I'm glad I didn't go for red because I actually really like the green color. It just looks a little bit more natural and I think it goes well with her hair. I think I'll finish this section up here. Taking the green ochre. And our moss green. Artichoke. And then our gray green light. And I kind of just want to point out that this section right here is kind of heavily shadowed. I guess I better get the right color. The green ochre here, and I'm kind of try to make that a little bit darker because I feel like it's kind of like a sunken in section of the fabric. So I want to kind of make it extremely shadowed. Okay, so moss green. Okay, artichoke. And in kind of these areas where I feel like the fabric's a little bit more sunken in, I'm going to use this mainly to do a lot of the blending. Okay, our gray green light. Okay, this is a little bit of a bigger area. So I'm going to take my green ochre and start shading. Okay. And then we're going to take moss green. And this is artichoke. Then we're going to blend it all together with our gray-green light color. Kind of working the center, starting in the center and working our way out. I might go in with green ochre and sharpen up some of those lines.